a very emotional ending as well. How are you feeling about the match as it ended? Obviously, there was a 2-1 result, but afterward.
Yeah, to be honest, I thank you. It's not really clear what happened from the far side, but I'm happy our group stood up for each other. You know, we just got to make sure that we're smart, not do anything stupid. You know, at that point, we're prepared for our GV. I was disappointed there was more time on the clock to play with the substitution and the delay. So that for me is unacceptable to just end it when the ref can't control the game at the end. You know, there's more time on the clock, at least a minute or two. You don't just end it on chaos.
I think that's the part that's confusing a lot of people is we heard 3 clear whistles at the foul, and apparently there was more time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're obviously right. You go. Yeah, you go 5 minutes extra, but that's always subjective to the ref's official clock. So there's different things. They had a player down. They made a sub. You know, so you add more to 95. It could go to 96. It could go to 97 or whatever it was. It happens all the time. So that for me is I'm a little bewildered by that. I expected more game to go after that, after the foul, handle it, and then make the calls. If you need to put out different color cards, do it. But the game should continue until his official clock. After the foul, that's a delay as well. So it should continue. It'd be interesting to see what his official match clock looked like.
Brian, aside from the way the game ended, the second half, for about the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half, your team, it was a completely different team, a whole lot more fluid, a lot more ease getting into the offensive third, and then 2 carbon copy goals of each other that, just unlucky breaks tonight.
Yeah, I thought in the first 15 minutes we struggled a bit to get a grip on the game. I think we were trying to figure them out maybe too much, and I got to look at myself in the mirror to see what type of spaces. They're a pretty unique team. They go man-man, so we're trying to rotate a bit, and we didn't take it to them as quickly as I would like to start the game. But, you know, I think the second half we did well. It was a good response. And then 2 bad goals to concede. You know, one comes out of nothing. Second one, again, a deflection, and maybe I have to look at it. It could have possibly been a foul when they scooped that up. But at the end of the day, they scored 2 goals and we scored 1. And we need to look in the mirror. You know, we're not scoring as often as we should. The bounces aren't really going our way at this point. I look at Nicky Hines' attempt off the crossbar. I look at Petrovic's attempt when he came in, and these were situations previously in the first part of the season that we're putting away. We can even talk about Monterey, right? A lot of goals that we were leaving on the field. So I think they were opportunistic with their chances, and we need to get more goals because I think our defense did a pretty good job today, to be honest.
You mentioned kind of being unlucky and the ball kind of not bouncing your way just for a couple of those goals. Were you happy enough with the response from the team after you went down 2-1?
I mean, we went for it, you know, and obviously you change mentality. The opposition changes mentality. They give you a little bit more room to play. But for sure, like I said before, we always have a feeling and a belief that we're gonna respond well. And get back in the game. So, yeah, I was happy with the team's response. We made some tactical changes. I think we made the right substitutions to come in to change the game at the right time. So, yeah, I was pleased with these boys.
Coach Clarhaut, just, looking ahead, quick turnaround, just what's the process going to be like from now till match day on Saturday?
Yeah, it's take a deep breath, relax after that ending. Both physically and emotionally, get as healthy as possible, get as recovered as possible, reflect, talk about these things, talk about, okay, why are we not maybe finishing as often as we should? we haven't had an open play goal in quite some time, and learn from it and look into detail and see how we can create more chances if you're not scoring. If you're not scoring, then you need to create more. It's simple laws of math there. So it's recover and then reflect.
Brian, last one for me. We've talked about this over the course of the season, ever since the preseason game. There's something brewing between these two teams. We talk about New Mexico being the biggest rival for El Paso, but the intensity in these matches, a little bit something else. What can you say about that?
Yeah, I think they have a certain style that disrupts their opposition and gets underneath people's skin, and they're effective at that. Let's be honest. There's a reason why they are defending champs from last year. Yeah, it is an in-state rivalry, so it's natural. But I think they've had some of these outbursts post-match. This isn't the first one that has happened. So, but it is two good teams where it was a 6-point game for me, and that added to the fuel a bit.
And talk about it's a long season, March to October, regular season, November if you get to the playoffs. Every team has its ups and downs.
Nope.
Do you figure that you're kind of in a trough right now and looking to get out?
Well, I think we're not getting as many points as we previously had. We're not getting 3-pointers that maybe we got previously. And again, previously when we went on that run, there was games that maybe we defended our life on and we escaped it. So this is football. There are games where you should deserve more. At the end of the day, the table doesn't lie. I always say that. So we need to find a way to score more goals. That's for sure. And that's my responsibility. I have to look at minutes guys have played as well. There's some fatigue on certain players. But again, we're missing Zacharias. That's it's putting the rotation on the forwards. They have to do a lot right now.
Just last question for me on who takes the PKs. I know Eric obviously kind of earned the PK there, and he took it. But who decides that? Is it the players or?
I think we normally have it on the set piece diagrams, but obviously if a guy is feeling it, we give him the go. So it's more a feeling thing. We can't affect that on the bench. I was a bit taken back from him taking it, to be honest, but he did a good job in securing that. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I had.
I'll do it in Spanish. You guys go first.
Okay. Eric, just to start from your perspective, what happened there at the end?
At the end, like what? The
With-
brawl or the game?
The brawl, yeah.
The brawl, it's just two, competitive teams, big rivals, getting into each other's face. Obviously, it escalated real quickly, and I think to a point where some things are unacceptable. At the end of the day, we're trying to fight, to compete and win games and also fight for each other, especially in moments like that where you see things, like I said, that's just unacceptable. Like, in this game it happens, but at the same time, like, they got to do a better job to prevent it, Obviously, the cards were thrown. I think the right, players got the right cards. the correct ones as well. But I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, now it's just time to move on.
Brian was a little confused when that last foul was called and the ball kind of started, he thought there was still more time to play. Did you think the game was done then?
No. I mean, he never blew the whistle or anything like that. I thought the game was still, going to continue afterwards. It took, a long time to try to figure out exactly what was going on for the referees and which players were involved in such, in that such kind of like manner, I guess. But obviously afterwards, when cards were thrown, we thought the game was going to continue, but then there was still communicating between both teams and players. I think he just had enough of it and called the game, which I don't know what else that's out of our control. Really, it's up to him. But they've been like that the whole game, so there's nothing really more we can do about that. It's the ref's decision.
On a more positive note, nice penalty. Brian was just saying that he was a little surprised that you stepped up to take it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a discussion. Who usually takes it? Did they kind of say, "Hey, you go up and step in," or did you say, "Hey, I want this"?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt confident, and I thought, just because I was the one that got fouled, and I've been wanting a goal, just because also this is the second game that my son is here. And I've been waiting for that moment just to have that celebration and, dedicate my first, goal of the season to him. So when the opportunity came, I was, very confident, and I was the one to just go for the ball and want to take it because, I've been waiting for this moment. After this, I can care less now. I don't need to take any PKs or anything else. I just wanted one, and that one, for him, it was special.
You nailed it pretty good, bro.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the 3 points that really matter. Disappointed that we lost, disappointed that, it's a second game at home in a row that we've lost to a rival, so it hurts. It hurts even more, even though it is a special moment because it was for my son. But at the end of the day, that pain, will be stronger than probably, the success feeling of scoring.
With the way the game ended tonight, maybe possibly a little bit added motivation this coming Saturday at home again to try and get 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, after every loss, it's a motivation to go into the next game and respond. I think we responded well after the New Mexico game. We responded well in Monterrey. That should have been another 3 points that we should have came home with. But I still think we put up a good fight against a good opponent, and we came out with a draw away. And then coming into today, I thought we did well throughout the whole game. Besides the 2 goals, I mean, unfortunate. It's great shots by him. Second goal was it's a deflection off my face. I mean, there's not really much we can say and do. But and we had some chances ourselves. Hitting crossbar. Nicky Hines had a great shot. Miles, I know, had a close opportunity right to safe to the keeper off a corner kick. But yeah, it's just part of the game. And now it's just again trying to respond and stay positive and not let all these defeats, especially at home, get to us because it's still a long season to go. And we'll see them again. I have no doubt we'll see them again in playoffs unless they lose because once we get to playoffs, that's it. We either see them because they got to win or we see them first game, straight up.
Bueno, en español, otro partido contra un equipo, un partido muy intenso. Lamentablemente la victoria no fue para ustedes. ¿Cómo viste el juego de hoy?
Pues jugamos bien. Ya sabemos que este partido contra ellos no es casi un partido de fútbol, es un partido para luchar, el equipo que va a luchar más. Y pues yo creo que hacemos cosas bien y otros mal, pero tenemos la oportunidad para ganar y los chances para ganar. Solo que para ellos los 2 goles, los 2 tiros claros que entraron para ellos. Para nosotros no. Tenemos como 2, 3 chances y pues ese es fútbol, ¿no? Es fútbol. Hay equipos, hay jugadores que pegan la pelota al gol y entran y otros que casi entran.
Obviamente toda la afición que estuvo aquí en el estadio, la afición que lo vio por la televisión, vio cómo se terminó este partido. Ya sabemos que el rival de ustedes, que todo el mundo conoce, es Nuevo México, pero se está desarrollando una nueva rivalidad y bastante intensa con este equipo de San Antonio, ¿no?
Pues sí, yo creo que sí. Ya sabemos que New México es el rival que nosotros peleamos más con, pero ya vemos estos 2 partidos este año contra San Antonio. Estamos ahí en cara a cara con ellos siempre en un momento del partido y yo creo que eso va a pasar siempre ya.
Eric, just last one, quick turnaround for you guys. Just what's the process like what's the process going to be like for you guys from here till match day on Saturday?
Watch film, look at our mistakes, and try to, fix those as much as possible and move on. Really, there's not really much we can do now. This game's over. It's the past now. We have another turnaround right away against RGV, another opponent, another Texas opponent. So it's just about trying to respond there and continue the positive thing that we've been doing, and now trying to find those results again that we had success in the early part of the season.
Last one, just what went into the rocking the baby celebration? How long did it take for you to get think of that one?
I knew already. I mean, obviously, I couldn't do the ball in my shirt belly wise because he's already born. So my process already, throughout after his date of birth and him being here, I already knew I have him in my arms constantly. So why not rock him right there?
You talked about how you just wanted to get that one goal just for him to celebrate that moment. It's already nerve-wracking enough, I imagine, stepping up to take a PK, the whole team, the pressure's on you to make it happen. In the back of your mind, when you're like, I need this goal to celebrate Enzo, talk me through your mind process when you actually step up and take that kick then.
My mind process was just deep breaths, like always. My regular routine, which is look to the goalie's left, thinking I'm going to go to my right, and then change it up at the end. I always go to the same side usually. Obviously, maybe I shouldn't say it, but so they don't see it. But no, it's fine. It's fine. The only way they're going to save it is if they're standing there, honestly. I'm so confident in myself, I'll stay going to that same side. If they're not there, I'm hitting it harder, then they're probably going to move. So I could care less. I can say it. That's always my side. Either they stand there to save it or not, So I'm always going to go there. I don't care. I'm just going to hit it better than they're going to, dive to try to save it.
So you didn't feel any extra pressure knowing that was the celebration you were going to do after?
No, I knew it was going in. I had so much confidence. Obviously, we've had PKs in the past, and even from last season, and I felt like this moment was just like a big moment for me, and I had the most confidence in myself, and I knew the boys had my back because obviously they let me take it. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's guys that wanted to take it as well, but at the end of the day, they had the confidence in me to let me step up and do what I wanted to do, and that's put it in the back of the net. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I will, right?